What I would want people to know about what it means for young people to learn while they're incarcerated. I think for most people, right, if you ask them to think about correctional education, I think the immediate image is that of an adult learner, right? Most people
Hmm.
are going to immediately envision, an adult man or woman pursuing kind of and most often like remedial education, right, in pursuit of, say, a high school diploma or a GED program. And for those of us who've worked in adult facilities, we know that it's quite different, right? And most often, if you're an adult, it is considered a privilege to access education. You typically have to have good behavior. You have to be either nominated or apply to join an education program. Sometimes it comes at an expense, right? It's not typically free. It is also very limited in numbers, right? Like less than 10% of the prison budget actually goes to education. And I would say the other piece of that, right, like is people kind of erase and forget that young people are also incarcerated and the conditions of youth who are incarcerated are quite different. In the United States, incarcerated youth have to have access to educational programming. It is a right, it is a protected right under the Every Student Succeeds Act, and that's not the case for adults. Adults do not have a right to education. It is offered as one of several opportunities for programming, right? And in some cases, it is restricted to people who are going to be released within the coming years, right? Which excludes an entire group of, folks who are serving life sentences, 30 plus years, whatever it might be. On the youth side, youth have to go to school. It is a mandate that they have access. And most often, a big part of rehabilitation, quote unquote, programming is going to school. So from 8:30 in the morning till about 3:30, kids are in school Monday through Friday, right? There is physically a school located inside of a juvenile detention center. There are teachers, there are principals, there are students. If you picture a classroom, there are desks, there are books, right? It is a classroom, right? And so I think that's the biggest distinction that I oftentimes have to push people to better understand is that because it's a protected right and there is actual funding that goes behind the type of programming that youth have access to, it is central to our understanding of incarceration of youth in a very different way than adults.